Jeremiah,
Yes.
happy Life Day.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Hence the Christmas shirt.
Oh.
You didn't know it was Life Day today?
I saw someone made that comment in the Discord, but I was like just reading through things quick because I had to get ready for this.
I wanted to find like the baby Ewok voice.
Or the,
I couldn't find
the stir whip, stir whip.
I wanted to.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another Andor-tastic episode of Empire Radio. I'm Jeremiah.
I'm Drew.
And we are back with Andor, Season 1, Episode 11, Daughter of Ferrix. Yep. Daughter of Ferrix, and what'd you think of this episode?
I liked it. I liked it a lot. I thought it was good. I thought it was fun. It was the same length as last week's, but it felt shorter. I don't know why that was, but it just felt shorter to me. But we also really it didn't really do anything. I mean, there's parts of it that are very important, but I felt like it could have been smushed into the finale episode. Granted, I guess we don't know how long the finale episode's going to be, but I'm honestly just more happy that today's Life Day, and I'm kind of sad we are not bringing down the holiday special.
I'm good.
But Jeremiah does not like the holiday special.
There's that look in the archives on
True.
YouTube.
Yes, you should repost that today or something.
Yeah.
But yes, today is Life Day.
So
and,
this episode was very anticlimactic for me.
Yeah, I mean,
I
thought it was enjoyable, but it was definitely just.
Last week was one of the best episodes of the whole season, and Drew and I had our most heated debate. I had to repost that for this to clip it out on the podcast and on YouTube, and everyone was
posted
loving
on the podcast too.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And so we got a ton of views on YouTube. I want to go viral so we can get more things, but
you guys have to go like the video over there right now.
Yeah, go follow us.
Pause this episode and just go to YouTube and then
watch the argument from last week. And so last week we had these high hopes of what was going to happen this week.
Yep.
Based on that argument, and it was kind of it just fizzles out. I was kind of, okay.
Yeah, it was. I mean, the Mon stuff it kind of seems like my prediction might not be right, sadly.
Right.
Kind of seems like she likes the old traditions, and the daughter is gonna want to be married like that.
Right. Which we'll talk about it later, but it's nice that it's not something she's being forced into because she would want it herself because she.
Yep, it made me feel better about it. It didn't. Mon still hates it, the custom, and same with her cousin. But
Genevieve O'Reilly, Mon Mothma, her acting in that scene when she was genuinely scared, she was tearing up, scared,
yeah.
Oh man, if she doesn't win a best supporting actress thing, I'm gonna be mad. But we'll talk about that.
We have some news before we start breaking down this episode and stuff. Are you done complaining about it, or do you still want to complain a little bit more about this episode?
We have enough time tonight for me to continue.
Oh, okay, sweet. So besides today's Life Day, over the weekend we did get the Grogu thing.
Yeah, so here's the thing. A week and a half ago or something, there was a rumor that there was going to be a Grogu short posted on Saturday, which was the 12th or whatever, and that
Mhm.
was Disney Plus Day. That was like would be 3 year anniversary of Disney Plus being launched and the debut of Mandalorian. Blah blah blah. Um, and so okay, there's gonna be a short. Okay, cool. And then like a few days later, we get the whole trailer from Studio Ghibli, like the little 15-second thing. Like, oh, cool. This gigantic um, anime studio, which is like one of the biggest in the world. Um, but like it was like it ended up being the same thing that the Grogu short was the Studio Ghibli thing,
Yeah.
and like
It was just so anticlimactic.
yeah, because it was just literally a 3 minute thing of Grogu getting chased around by dust bunnies, and it was just lame.
Yellow Snow in the chat. It was good, and I don't want to hear any. I don't want to hear otherwise. Okay, bro. First of all, it was
Like
the art is cool. It was definitely Studio Ghibli's feel. Like it felt like it. Like you can see, like that's how they do a lot of their stuff. It's kind of like see through kind of thing. But at the same time, it's Studio Ghibli. They can't just throw out a
right,
trailer thing. Like we want like a movie or something. And so I really hope that this is not it. I think this like I'm I'm praying to
Yahweh.
Yahweh and the Disney man upstairs or whatever, like that they just work it out and they give Studio Ghibli a movie or something because this is not gonna do it
I'm
for me.
I'm still hopeful that Vision season 2 they'll have something.
Yeah, because when they tweeted it out, first of all, it was weird because they tweeted it, but then uh Star Wars didn't tweet anything about like Studio Ghibli like the day before, like the
Right.
few days prior to them actually dropping out like the short thing. And but then when we looked up last week on someone's website, I don't even know the source where I found it, but it did say like season 2 of Visions. So maybe this is like a teaser for season 2 Visions, like the style like Stibli or Studio Ghibli's gonna do. But if not, I'm gonna be just very sad because I know what the potential of this studio can do. And just giving us Grogu floating with dust bunnies around his head is not like when your w- one 1 year old doesn't have a attention span of 3 minutes to watch this, we have an issue. And like I put it on, Miles was like in the room and he was like looked at it for like 3 seconds and was like, is this it? Like, can we just watch Toy Story? I'm like, I guess, yeah, chill. Don't yell at me. So we watched Toy Story for the 3 millionth time. But yeah, so I don't
Yeah.
know.
So,
It was just a little anticlimactic for me.
yep,
But
good.
in there's another news I forgot.
There is.
Shoot, there is.
About what?
I don't remember. Now I feel dumb.
Oh,
Anyways, well, I'll if I remember, I'll bring it back up.
yeah. So, that's a little commercial for that. But let's get back to regularly scheduled programming, Andor. Um, yeah, we might as well just jump into scene by scene stuff. So, um, we'll leave the Andor stuff for last, like always. But
That's fair.
so the main kind of so okay, like we said kind of beginning that there wasn't a lot of plot in this episode per se. Like, obviously there is, but like it was just everything was just its own little thing, and nothing really added to the bigger story that we've been following really, except for the stuff that's happening on Ferrex, which I think is like the main thing. But even then, there's not a lot there. So when we go to Ferrex, we see B2 crying,
Pretty
like,
much.
which is interesting that like we're like inside his lens, which has liquid in it apparently, but it made it seem like it was him crying, which is interesting. That because like yes, we've seen like droids be sad before, but this was like the
Mhm.
most sad we've ever seen a droid and stuff. And so like, why is he sad? Well, Marva died. Now, I
Mhm.
don't think she's dead. I think she faked it. I think it's a. I
Wow.
Here's the thing. Okay, we knew that she wanted to like fight and rebel, like even though she was too old, like she wanted to be part of that. Like she wanted to make sure like a tunnel system was still working. Like said she was like so much more energetic and stuff like where she was like walking through Bix Road by herself like at night or whatever it was. And like, okay, cool. Like she's hopeful for rebels to come. And last episode we find out that, she stopped taking her medication. I'm like, okay. And so then when we get here, she died. Like, okay, it makes sense. She died. But we didn't see her die. We never even saw her body. And like, unless you see a body that's dead, like you don't have to
So you
believe
think they
that.
faked it?
I
Faked it?
think I think they faked it because they're going to use the funeral as a cover up for like an attack on the Imperial like headquarters, which is the hotel. And like, so it's the daughters of Ferrix. Like, we don't really know what that is. We know that Marva was a daughter of Ferric, this organization of women. These women came and took her body, and I'm like, okay, like we just see her like covered up on like a gurney, like but we don't actually see her. And she supposedly, the tradition of Ferric is you get cremated and then you get turned into bricks. And so, like, they could just say, "Oh yeah, her body has been cremated, and now she's turned into bricks." And so, like, her body's gone, but she's just hiding somewhere. And so like they wouldn't need to have a proof of her body because she's just been cremated. And so like something big is going to happen because like we know from the trailer that there's like a big like fight, like finale fight type thing. And so something's going to happen and I feel like it's all a diversion, this funeral, because we never saw her die. Like you see what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, I'm down for this. Really, Jeremiah's trying to get anything out of this episode possible. He made this a giant. I mean, it's possible, but the one guy did say like she's in the bricks now.
I think he's lying to B2 because they
Mm,
need, well, one, he says to B2 like the daughters of Ferric need you for something very special or something, like whatever he said at the beginning. Like, I'm like,
mm,
that's like a weird, like why would they need B2 to do
interesting.
something like of great importance? And B2 wouldn't know what that is yet, but if he knew that Marvel was
Like if
still
he
alive,
knew it, would he couldn't? He can't act it.
right, like they need B2 to be
Makes
sad.
sense.
um and I don't know if they know they're being watched by like that ISB guy or not, but
I mean, they know that they're being watched from the Empire.
right, but I don't know if they know that her Marva specifically in her house is being like watched by the ISB. Um
Mm.
and so
This is weird to me because they know that Cassian would probably come back for this, though.
right, and that's what they're hoping.
Oh, you think they're hoping for that?
All right, because they want because when the one scene that we get with Dedra and the ISB, like she gives them permission to have the permit to do the funeral because it's a local custom. Like, just let them
Mm.
have it, but like, don't give them like everything they want, but just enough for them to be happy. And I think it's because they're hoping Andor comes back because Dedra already said that Marva is the bait in a previous episode to get him to
Yeah.
come back. And so if he finds out that she has died, then that's their best chance to catch him when he goes back for a funeral. So like I think that's what's going to happen. The funeral is a diversion, and maybe Marva will die in the final episode, but because she is super old, and I can't imagine her
Yeah, I'm
surviving much
down.
longer.
I don't know. I don't have an argument against this theory. I just I don't know. It's a lot to it'd be a lot to figure out in one episode.
I don't know. I think it'd be an easy thing if she's just faking her death and she's hiding. Like,
Mhm.
I think that's an easy way to. I don't know.
Alright.
She's just in a wall with a bunch of bricks on her, and then she like, comes out the wall. Like
Just, like, kicks down, like, the
she's like
wall.
um Aang in Avatar when he puts like the
Yeah.
rocks around him and is like Mega Man.
Yes.
But yeah. So anyway, so she supposedly died. People are sad. Cinta is got a job as a bartender basically across the street, which is funny that she could just easily get a job as a new person coming into town. Um,
I wonder if jobs are scarce or, like, employment is scarce because of Empire, like, people left world.
maybe people
Because,
left and
like,
that's job
I
openings,
feel
but
like that area was touched by the Empire, but not, like, fully to the level that it's at now, and so I think because of that, there's probably a lot of people that are doing illegal things on there and have been getting away with it, and then once they hit, they're like, "Oh, we gotta get out of here because we're gonna get caught." So, I mean, we know that for a fact because even Cassian's been doing illegal things on there for years, and so
right,
there's probably a bunch of people that left, and so it makes kind of sense. It's just very convenient that's literally across the street from her house to watch her in hopes
yeah,
that Cassian shows up.
right. And then the ISB guy is just sitting in the same bar.
Bar.
I guess it's kind of weird that obviously the ISB wouldn't know who Cinta is, so like it makes sense. But I
Mhm.
wonder if Cinta knows that that guy is
She
ISB.
was staring at him for a little bit, but it's hard for her to know because she's so new to that spot that she's not familiar with people,
Right. And so,
which is a problem. Like she doesn't know who's coming and going.
right,
And so I think that guy's gonna figure out that she is a rebel, and that might be the demise of her.
right. Only because we know that Vel is going there because she said, "I'm going to Ferrex," like because her job
Mhm.
is to kill Andor, so
Yeah.
she's going there to in hopes that Andor is going to be there. So maybe when Val and Cinta meet up and are talking, maybe something the ISB guy sees them talking and is suspicious of them, or
I think Senta and Luthen are gonna die next episode.
dang, bro,
For sure, Luthen. That boy's dying.
dude. Based on
No?
what he did at the end of this episode, nothing's gonna
Maybe
kill him, dude. He's
that's true too.
invincible.
Oh no, his ship is the coolest ship in the world. A freaking galaxy. Like
Yeah, so I don't know. Yes, he's probably. I'm not gonna be surprised if he dies next episode, but I feel like that would be a waste of his character. Like he needs to like implement more with the network to make it sustainable without him. And I feel like without him now, because he's the access, like he's
mhm,
everything is based on him. Like he has to set up other people who can take over his role before he can die. So
yeah.
that's kind of my guess, but who knows? Maybe just Mon Mothma will pick up those shoes and do it undercover, but who knows? But speaking of Mon Mothma, let's jump over to her story arc in this episode. So she is just watching Lita with her classmates or not, maybe they're not classmates, but like they're the group of these girls. They're like chanting a mantra of like a traditional mantra that Chandrillan customs had, like,
Yeah.
which is interesting. Um, and so she's just watching Lita from a distance, and then Vel shows up, and Vel's like surprised at this. Like, did you do this? She's like, no, like Lita did this on her own. Like she said something like she found the elder. Like I think she's assuming like the old lady, like teacher, was like she just must
She
be some old lady from Chandrilla, and Lita
yeah.
sought her out somehow. Like, I want you to teach me the old ways or something. Um, which is
And even Mon said it's more prominent,
here
like,
than
here
on the
in
home planet.
Coruscant than on their own, which I think this is cool because, like, last week, we debated for 31 minutes and whatever seconds about Mon trading in her daughter and how this is gonna happen in a way that Mon didn't look bad.
Right. And it was interesting also how she said Perrin doesn't even care about this. Like her husband,
Yes.
like he couldn't care less. Like if doesn't want to follow tradition, that's fine. It's like he's kind of like somewhat in for tradition, but like he doesn't care. It seems like enough to like have Lita do this stuff.
Yeah, it
So
seems like he doesn't care about he just wants money and I mean, the last 2 episodes, where has that boy been? He's at the bar watching the football game? Like, what is he doing?
he's sneaking out, getting some greasy burgers from the diner
Greasy something.
from Dex, whatever his
Deck.
name is. um, but it was interesting.
Obi-Wan! I need that button. Chat, remind
He's
me.
like Perrin.
Para!
um, but it was interesting how because when Val saw this, she immediately like associated that with young marriage because she's like, "Are you like?" Turned to Mon is like, "You're not taking proposals, are you?" Like,
Yeah,
so
which also
like
was really good.
right, and so then it goes to them off talking alone, and Mon explains to Val her situation,
Mhm.
and I really like Mon Mothma in the scene, like the actress Genevieve O'Reilly, how well she just portrayed her fear and worry,
Mhm.
and um, and it was cool how like at the end she's like, I think I might have found a way out, and it was her. She looked up as the girls were
Walking
leaving,
by.
but like this was a way to make Mon not look so evil
Mhm.
because Lita would seems to want the tradition of young marriage, and so because she's consenting to this and pursuing this on her own, it doesn't vilify Mon as much. Which now Mon, she's still super terrified, like she's hates it, but like, and that's probably why she's. It seems to imply that she's going to go along with that Dalvu's plan.
Yep.
Um, but as far as we know, like nothing has actually been implemented. So
No, she's still in debate about it.
and
But it does give you that peace of mind that her daughter most likely is going to want this more than Mon is going to. So it kind of did, like I said that, like if the daughter's like around the corner, like, wait, I want to get married, like I'm down, like let's do this traditional way. Then, granted, she's young, she doesn't really understand what's going on. Like I said last, like when you're 13, you make dumb decisions. Like,
yeah, I had blue hair when I was 13.
uh, some people in the chat probably wants you to bring that back, so we can get a poll going right now, Will, if you want to do that. But so yes, there's it's kind of I don't know, like you have to understand, like she does want to follow old traditions, and this is one of those old traditions. But Mon doesn't want to have to do it. It still doesn't. feel the best, but it feels a little bit better than last week,
Right.
where we thought she was gonna end up, like, literally giving her kid away without a choice, and it seems like her kid might be, like, really willing to do it.
Right.
I still like the theory that I picked, though, that he goes and talks to her
Hopefully.
husband, and then
Hopefully
that would be
Perrin
like,
yeah, if
go ahead.
Perrin can kind of set the meet and greet, if you will, up
Or if
like that.
he hears it and said, "Yes, let's do it."
Right.
Now, if the opposite happens, though, and Perrin's the one that's like, "No,"
Ooh.
the douchebag guy is against this, then we have a problem, and
Dude,
it's really bad.
that would still be a good story though to see
True, it'd be really crazy.
to make Perrin look like the good parent and Mon Mothma like the
Yes.
bad parent.
Woo!
but
That would
but there was that scene might have been like 2 episodes ago. Lita does say, "Dad lets me do whatever I want." So
correct.
Perrin will probably go along with whatever Lita
That's
wants.
fair.
But
Yep.
anyway, I kind of have somewhat of a theory about the Mon Mothma stuff that with the events that happen on Ferric next week, somehow Mon is going to use that to her advantage to maybe fix the money thing under the table while the galaxy is not looking because they're all looking at Ferric. And so that might be a
Okay.
way for her daughter to also not have to get married. So like
You think there's other ways?
I
But
I think
do you feel like that's crappy story writing, like you saying, though? They keep bringing this up, 2 episodes, they even found, like, a way for you to feel a little bit better, and then at the end of the day, she still didn't have to do it?
I don't know. Like I'm saying I wouldn't be surprised if they do that with using Ferric as a means
Mhm.
to for Mon to hide the money better
Figure
or
out a
like
different way out.
something because we know that the Empire says like when the Aldani thing happened, the new decree in the galaxy was if you use a local custom to hide rebel activity, that sector is going to be taxed 5 times what they normally would. And so
Mm,
there's going to be a flow of money that happens from Ferrix into the Empire. And maybe somehow Mon could use that to her advantage. Um, I don't know. Like it would be good writing in that it took something that was stated much earlier in this season
and
and brought it full circle to Mon to help her. Like the
yeah,
bad taxation is evil, but Mon uses it for her good so that she can hide or fund the rebels. Like it would be like bad writing in it saves Mon from marrying her daughter off, but it's also good writing because it's still a plot point from earlier in the season used to save Mon. So it's kind of like
up in the air, like a little
up
bit of both.
it's a little bit of both. So it's like however it works, I think it's gonna work. So um but yeah.
Yeah, the chat's like, "Get out popcorn." True. Next week, I have a feeling it's gonna be a long episode.
I hope not because I have to work
It
on that
is
Wednesday.
literally Thanksgiving the next day too.
So like I have
Oh,
to
you have to
like
work Wednesday.
yeah, because I'm
And we're
off
doing
on
this Wednesday, right? Obviously, because we're gonna
yes. So
record on
I
Thanksgiving.
unless you want to do Thanksgiving morning or something like,
Oh, I'm so busy, dude.
but like I have to wake up extra early, watch the
Mm,
episode, and then go to
twice,
work and
2
then rush
hours.
home. And so,
It's an hour and 30-minute
oh
episode.
gosh, that would suck. I'll probably get up at like 6:30,
To check.
6:30, and if it's only an hour, then I'll be able to watch it twice before I leave for work. If it's like an hour and a half,
For sure it's an hour. For sure. They're not
process
gonna
it.
do a finale on 45 minutes when there's been other episodes in the show that's been an hour.
It'd be interesting to go back and look at Mando and Boba Fett to see those
Uh,
episode lengths and
they
stuff.
they've been kinda Boba, wasn't there one episode that's like 20 minutes? I'm gonna check right now.
I don't remember. I don't remember much from that show. All I remember is the train heist,
Yeah.
Cad Bane showing up,
Should have a poll going in the chat.
Mando.
How many times people have rewatched Boba with not just going to rewatch the two
The two good
episodes of
episodes.
Okay, chill.
There's 3 good episodes. The train heist episode was really good.
And the finale was good. Besides the end part,
I don't know.
I like the
I, don't,
battle.
I haven't.
King
I need
Kong.
to go rewatch Book Boba Fett. I've only watched it through once.
Yeah.
So, but
but I'm saying like episode 8 was 58 minutes long.
right.
So like it.
And the thing is, because everything is going to be predominantly on. Because I think there's only going to be 2 things that happen next week. It's going to be the thing on Ferric, the funeral with some sort of conflict, and then I think we're going to see the Krieger stuff. I think we're going to see like Saw Gerrera team up with Krieger potentially, and we're going to see that thing where Krieger and his team gets killed or something like that. I think
finale of Boba Fett was 62 minutes long.
Dang, bro.
Which is actually surprising to me because I did not realize that. Actually,
Right.
Boba had good long episodes. Mando is the only one that has like season 1. There's an episode that's only like 34 minutes. 50 minutes was the last of season 1. Season 2, a little bit longer, but the finale of season 2 was only 48 minutes.
Interesting. So it could be anywhere from a half hour to an hour.
35? What the freak? Mando, step up your game, y'all. Short episodes.
But who knows what the finale will be like for length. But I think because there's only going to be 2 main stories going on, it's going to be much more like jam-packed with plot, and they're just going to kind of get to the point. So like they could get away.
Action, it could be shorter.
They could get away with it being shorter because they're not doing like 5 different storylines like they did in this episode. And so
true, but the Santa Claus show came out. Go watch that, you guys.
I saw that on there. But yes, so that's the Mon Mothma stuff. Hopefully, we'll get some answers next week about how it all plays out. But also, so we'll talk about Bix, and then that will lead into Luthen stuff. But before we jump into some big stuff, we have some breaking news from Lucy. So let's take a listen to some news right now.
Hey everyone, Lucy here from Wild Space Channel 66, and I'm pleased to tell you that we've received a distress signal. Well, that part's not pleasant, but what is great is that you can help. According to this group of individuals, a Star Wars audio drama was created by Empire Radio listeners sending in voicemails. It's all original, it's all entertaining, and it's all audio and no visuals. That's where you come in. They need you listeners to send in your own art to illustrate these voicemails. You don't need to be super experienced, and you choose the medium. Some examples include Lego, digital art, painting, and black melon sculptures? That's a new one. Anyways, the process is super easy. Just look in the description for a link that will take you straight to a Google Doc. Inside, you will find clear and helpful instructions on how to submit your art. In the words of Emperor Palpatine, do it.
Do it. All right. Cool. We did just get a new submission. Very good one. Very, very, very good. And
from
Puzzler.
Ooh, Puzzler was in here earlier.
She's the one that did the original one with Lucy and her brother Dekai back to back. Like that.
Oh, yeah.
That's
a good one that I've used. And
yes. So Puzzler is, we love all of them, but Puzzler, her stuff is pretty fantastic. And
people have been using the Empire Radio fan email to even ask questions.
Yes, and it's good that you remind me of that because we gotta during voicemails we gotta do that. So don't let me forget the voice or the email question. So during voicemails, but yeah. So if you are an artist, please submit your art. We'd love to see what you can do to help illustrate the voicemail cinematic universe story. So we have like 60 some to go. So get on it. I don't think we're gonna make our Christmas deadline that we wanted, but that's fine. If it takes another 3 more years, it takes 3 more years. We'll be
Y'all
listening.
want to keep listening to this?
If you don't want to listen to Lucy's commercials every episode, then get your cousin that doesn't know anything about Star Wars to draw something for us, and this do your part. But anyway, let's get back to Andor season 1, episode 11, and talk about Bix. So she has been put through the ringer. She has no strength, and the makeup artists for the show should definitely get an award for how they made this attractive young lady look horrendous.
Okay, chill. Not horrendous. She just looks like she's been ran over by a car.
That's horrendous.
No, she just looks rough. Like she looked like she got tortured mentally.
That's
She
literally
didn't
what
have like
happened.
physical scars, but she looked rough,
She
which
looked
was
rough.
good. I don't think she looked horrendous. That's a little aggressive. She just looks like she was dragged by a vehicle.
But yes, so they're still you trying to get information from her because obviously they don't think that anything she has said has been worth anything. So
Yeah.
They bring her into some whatever room where they do show a hologram image of Krieger, which we've only had now. This is I've tried to think of what Krieger would look like, and it was kind of spot on what they.
Really?
I pictured a big burly person. I expected a little bit more longer hair.
I thought it was gonna be an alien.
No, but like I was thinking, picturing more kind of like the dad in How to Train Your Dragon, like
Kind of close.
Hiccup.
Hiccup's dad.
Like if he had longer hair, like if the hologram had longer hair.
Hiccups.
Yeah,
Dad.
Hiccup's dad. So big burly looking guy. That's what I visualized. So I thought that was cool that they did that. But they think that Krieger could be Axis, and they're asking Bix if this is the person that you introduced Andor to. And so she is having whatever her torture or the torture caused her brain to not work. So they did say before the torture began in that one episode, like if you lose your ability to speak or something, to shake your head or nod or something like that. They made a reference to that. So we don't know what she communicates because it cuts away, but
yeah,
hopefully.
So she could lie, but I think another thing is like she doesn't even know. I don't think she knows what Luthen looks like or anything.
No, because they met. We see them together. She
They did?
gets Luthen when he gets off the transport. They're walking through town together.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
that was like what, 3 episodes ago?
That was in the 3rd episode.
Oh,
episode
that makes
3.
Sense why I don't remember.
In episode 3, because he's like, do you trust him? Referring to Andor, and she's like, he will be there. Like, he will be at the contact point. And so, and she's been in contact with him before because she's sold, I think they said 6 items to him. And so so
she's going to lie.
Because like the question is, do they know that Krieger is not the contact? So that if she says yes, it is, like to try to like
lying.
No, she's lying. If she says it's not, then they know she's telling the truth. Like it would be interesting to see. Like
I think they still don't fully know.
Right, but the thing is, they've had their eye on Krieger for a while. It seems like
Yeah.
he's been known to the ISB for a while, and they're just kind of like keeping an eye on him, just to see how it plays out. And so I'm guessing they know that he's not the Axis, and so it's gonna be hard to.
Tested her still.
Yeah, so like it'll be interesting to see if she's probably. I think she'll probably die like soon, like the next episode. Like it's good. It seems like everyone's gonna die.
Andor's gonna save her.
He's probably gonna try and save her somehow. Because he's gonna return and he's gonna get updates like, oh, like Pac, is that the dad's name that got captured, the son that turned in Bix? Like I think was said that he was gonna get hanged. I don't know if he has been hanged yet or not.
Hang or hunged.
Hanged. It depends on how you say it. I don't. He has been hung, or he has not.
He's going to be hung, or is he going to be hanged?
He's going to be hanged. You have to say he has been hung.
He has been hunged.
Hung.
So he's supposed to be hanged.
He's supposed to be hanged. But
we haven't seen him hung yet.
We haven't seen him hung yet. So we don't know if it's happened yet. We don't know if. So this can be interesting to see what Cassian learns. Like, oh, Pac was killed. He was hung in the. Just like his father was hung. So, like, that's gonna. And he's like, well, what happened to like Bix? Because they're former. Had former relationships. So like, he's gonna have that. Like, well, what happened to Bix? And so he's probably gonna try and find her. In the midst of what's going on.
Saved her from being hanged.
Yep. And so, yeah, we don't know. That's it. That's who's got that quick little scene with Bix, which I thought was a good scene. But that leads to the Krieger stuff, which leads to the Luthen stuff. Oh. So, because Luthen, so he goes and sees Saw Gerrera again, and this scene was kind of, it was a weird scene. I don't know. I need to go rewatch it because like I didn't really follow everything. So Luthen comes back to talk to Saw to tell him that Krieger is found out, like he's gonna be killed. But Saw is like, okay, I actually want to join with Krieger on this attack on whatever place it was. When initially he said no. And so now you have this conflict where Saw is trying to mobilize his resources to aid Krieger, and he wants Luthen to help him plan that out with Krieger. But then Luthen says, no, you can't, because Krieger has been found out and the ISB are waiting for him. And so this causes Saw's paranoia to go out. Like this scene, Forrest Whitaker is so good.
For real.
Like there's a lot of people that don't like the Saw Gerrera's character, but I really like it because he's
so good at acting and
that. But like just the character itself, he's so extreme and so paranoid because of what the Empire has done to him. Mm-hmm. That, like he's just the worst of the worst. Like we've paralleled him with Vader, like how at the end of his life he's more machine than man, and he let his hate consume him, and how he just hates everything, is angry and all that stuff, just like Anakin. And like they both wanted to do good things, but their hate led them to become evil in a sense. And so I really like Saw Gerrera's characters because it's the worst of the good side in a sense.
Yeah.
But
before Luthen.
Right. And he's not, and the thing is, he might be crazy, but he's still smart because he's like, you only know this because one, either you're ISB or you have someone on the inside. And so he figured that out really quick. And Luthen's like, we can't, if we compromise this, if we stop this thing, then the person that we have as a mole that we've groomed for 6 years is going to be lost. Like we need to keep him in on the inside.
Yep.
But it was interesting how Luthen said he didn't like directly tell him no, but like he's like, it's your choice. If you want to go join Krieger, go right ahead. I can't stop you. But Luthen was still afraid because he's like, your Krieger doesn't know how to find me, but you know how to find me. You know who I am.
Yeah.
And so that was interesting to how Saw is the only person in the galaxy that has leverage on Luthen.
Mm-hmm.
And so then Saw was like, oh, you probably have someone here spying on me. Luthen is like throws two tubes under the bus, like,
Yep.
yeah, it's him. And two tubes like, what? Huh? What are you talking about? It wasn't me.
And he's like, I'm gonna kill you. Like that
But
boy is like, it's not me.
right, and so it would be cool. I hope we do see Saw Gerrera join the battle. I just want to see a cool space battle. Like we got one in this
True, those
episode.
X-wings are just
He hit,
sitting there collecting
yeah,
dust. Let's see
right.
them.
And so I want to see a cool space battle. And
Yeah.
if they can do what they did with one ship in this episode with Luthen's ship, I want to see what they can do with like Krieger's team and Saw's team coming together to attack some whatever Imperial base or whatever it was that they're attacking or whatever. So that'd be cool. Now, some people are kind of asking more questions about Luthen's staff that he has, or it's not a staff, cane, because we see him in episode 3 using it as like a cane, but it collapses into that thing, and like they made special note of like him showing this, like, hey, look at this thing that he's holding, and like the guy is like suspicious of it. Like, do you think it's something more than just a
Like what? Like a saber?
I don't know. Some people are saying lightsaber, but I don't think it would be.
He's like a Jedi?
No, I don't think no. Because we were told that we're not getting any fan service in this show. Like they're not going to do those big things, like, but like I don't know. There's something about that cane that we should be suspicious of. There's some sort of weapon there. There's something in there that.
Yeah.
But the thing is, if it was a lightsaber, it would make sense because he had that sky kyber that he borrowed to Andor, and then Andor gave it to Val, and then Val would have returned it. So, like, is this something powered by this crystal? Maybe it's not a lightsaber, but it's powered by this sky kyber, blue sky kyber. I don't know. I don't know. Any ideas, Drew?
Now that you say the kyber crystal necklace, that makes me a little sus. That's a good point.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yellowstone in the chat was saying, I would like to see Saw join the fight, and then because that he gets damaged, his lungs.
That'd be cool.
Like if we are able to see something happens, and then because of that,
well, I don't know, because
like if his X-wing gets shot down.
But like we see him in Rebels seasons 2 and 3, and I don't think he has a breathing apparatus on there yet. But I don't know. I feel like he's in worse shape now than he is in Rebels, which takes place a year or two after. Like, this.
Yeah.
So like I don't know. In Rebels, he seemed like he was pretty healthy, but here he's got scarred up. He seems like a little banged
animation,
up. Yeah, I guess, but it would be cool though to see or maybe I wonder in Rebels if he had his foot missing or not. If he had a prosthetic foot, can't remember. Because we know in Rogue One he has a fake foot.
Oh yeah, Rogue One, he's like barely alive. He's like Vader. He has to like in between words pull out his air thing and breathe it. Like,
yeah,
it'd be cool to see him get injured either in this season or next season, to show closer to how he does
Yeah,
look
I
like
think we'll.
in Rogue One.
Yeah, I think next season we'll definitely see him get injured bad in something. But it might be too early to tell with this one. But we'll see. But that was a good thought though, Yellow Snow.
Yeah. He says he wants 17.4K points in the Discord.
I don't know if it's worth that. I don't know.
Well, if you guys don't know what we're talking about, join the Discord.
Join the Discord.
Get some points.
But yes. So that being said, Luthen leaves, and he ends up calling Clea back at the shop, the whatever shop, collection shop, and they were talking in code the whole time, which, like, I need one. It's like talking about Saw, like being unsure about this thing that they wanted to make a deal with, referring to Saw. But I think it shifted also to the Mon Mothma. I don't know. Like, it was really confusing because it's in code. You're not supposed to easily understand it, but they're just using shop talk as a way to cover up what they're actually talking about with people. And so that was just a really interesting conversation about how they have to talk like that. And
I was like literally confused for a second. And I realized, oh, this is like undercover.
Right. And as they're talking, their communications get cut. Like, oh no, Luthen's going to get caught. And so an Imperial patrol ship thing pulls up behind him. Now, this was a cool looking ship. Like, okay, the satellite, like, tractor beam things on it look kind of corny on it, but if you took those off, this ship actually looked pretty cool. And so this is actually not the first time we've seen this specific ship. I guess if you go into, you remember that scene in Solo where there's like that Imperial like commercial, hologram commercial trying to recruit people? In there, this ship is one of the ships like flying in the commercial. And so like, you can barely see it, like it's barely there, but it is the same like 3-pointed thing with the 3 satellites on it. So it was kind of cool that they took that and put it there. But I guess this ship is specifically for like capturing other ships because those are 3 tractor beams on it. And so they can just capture bigger ships and small ships and multiple ships, it seems like. So that's pretty cool. But Luthen,
ugly looking, but
I thought it looks cool, but it's just the satellites that make it look ugly. But the rest of it by itself is cool. But Luthen uses a Alderaan like ID number or whatever, and so to try and just play it off like, oh yeah,
it is there.
So Luthen, he's like kind of like keeping his calm, trying to figure out how to get out of the situation because they're like, oh, there's a lot of pirate things in this area. Like, oh, I'll be extra careful, blah blah blah, and he's kind of like getting ready for things. But then they tractor beam him. We're gonna just kind of inspect your ship just to make sure everything's good to go. And because like they find out that his codes made him look like he's like because the one guy was like, oh, we're gonna call off the search because like his things played out. It's like he's like a Alderaan trade official or something like that. Like he's supposed to be, he's like an Imperial person maybe, like on paper. And he's like, no, we need to practice like to board a ship, capture a ship and board it. So, but while this is happening, you see him, something's charging up, like he's trying to escape or whatever. And so he's using a diversion, like, oh, my engine's flared up, blah, blah, blah. I'm just a 1-person crew. I'm trying to get this fixed by myself, blah, blah, blah. Just kind of stalling. And then he starts to fly away, but the tractor beam still has him. And then the back opens up like these things, and he shoots these projectiles back. I'm like, what the heck is this? And it destroys the tractor beam dish, that was just a cool scene because it just looked cool. The sound effects were cool. It was something we've never seen before. And it makes sense why it was projectiles, because if he had lasers, they probably had a shield on and it wouldn't have done anything. So, like, I'm surprised that in Star Wars, more people aren't using non-energy based things to attack ships. I guess you'd think that it'd be more practical, like, because you just bypass every single shield because it's not energy. So, but it's just smart. Like, I really like that. And it
looked really cool. Like, the effects were really cool.
Yeah, I wonder how much of that was practical also.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because I wonder how much, if any of that if that ship itself was practical, and they just kind of filmed it, because it looked very practical. Like,
it looked really good,
like the original trilogy. Type of effect, like physical effect of things. And so I hope they do when they do a behind the scenes thing, they kind of go into that a little bit.
Yeah, hopefully it's not just like one quick put together one like the last one we got.
But yeah, so then they launch like 4 TIE fighters and whatever, and
the guy's like, "Where's my ties?"
Yeah.
Then, that was pretty sweet too.
So then he has like a mounted turret on his ship, and he takes out 2 ships, shooting it. And okay, so before the show came out, when they had all these tiny little TV spots and little 30-second, this scene of the side lasers coming out and him spinning was one of those. Like, I knew that was going to happen eventually, which was major spoilers. Like,
for sure. Like, I wish they didn't show any of this before, because we kind of knew this ship was capable of something like this. It was still really cool, like all the effects and how the weapon, like dude, this guy is literally like has the coolest ship in the galaxy. Like, not even gonna lie. Like, for a fighting ship, like, you can tell that he has, or this is where all that 400,000 credits went to, is to this guy's one ship. We're talking about how Luthen spent all this money. This boy's ship, I mean, has like a droid built into it. And it's also his co-pilot, essentially. And it can find illegal codes that work, and he can send them to the Empire and get through blockades and stuff. Like, this ship is amazing.
And yeah, so I want to see if there's more that the ship can do, like what more of its capabilities it can, other gadgets it has. But I was still disappointed that we got spoiled on that. I specifically don't watch those little TV spots because I don't want to get spoiled. But when that came out, like, everyone was posting about it, like, on YouTube, and
even that image of the ship with the lasers was like literally posted on people's like Instagram, and like it was everywhere.
It was GIFs or GIFs or whatever you prefer, was in the Discord, and I'm like, dang it. But
also just the way that the ties are like flying and stuff, like the effects, this whole scene looked like the budget of this whole episode was in this scene. Like, it was really well done. And I really enjoyed the scene, and I hope we get more of the ship before the end of the episode, before the end of the season. Like, hopefully next week we get to see the ship in action again, because it was really brief, but it was, I mean, I made it my thumbnail for my watch party because I enjoyed this scene. This was the scene of this episode. This was the scene that was like, oh no, I love this episode. Just
now, let me ask you this. Let's say that this ship next episode gets completely destroyed. Would you be more upset about this ship getting destroyed, or when Mando's ship got blown up?
This ship. Mando for sure. Mando's ship was. I think they still regret it.
Hey, but he's flying the N1 Starfighter.
Okay, it's cool. The N1 Star, it's sweet. Like, his new ship is cool. It's so not practical, bro. Like, you're gonna fly in hyperspace for a day, 2 days, and sit. You can't stand. You're gonna have a catheter in to use the restroom. Like, what are you gonna do? Like, it's not practical. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
that's my only complaint about that ship is like it's super cool. It's you can't bounty hunt with it. You like where you gonna put your bounties? You have to kill everyone and dismantle them. Like it's just not a practical ship. I think next season we're gonna get like a ship that can go inside of it because it's just not practical.
Kind of like in Rebels, the Ghost, just the little one that
Yes, or like how like
detaches.
they tried to like they showed like the escape pod of the Millennium Falcon when they added the nose to it.
Yeah.
Which many people hate. Like something like that. Like that ship is sweet, but it's just not a practical runner. Like you can't just let's go to Tatooine from this place. Do I really have to sit for 3 days and not move and not use the restroom? Like
Right.
I don't know.
Right. But yeah. Then Luthen, he uses the laser things, he spins. Well, your timing has to be perfect on that because if you
It's,
miss,
it's not really that practical either.
yeah,
Like it's cool, but you have to make sure that you can fly in between two TIE fighters. Hopefully their aim is bad enough where they can't hit you and then spin and cut them in half. Like,
right.
I don't know.
So,
It's more practical to have to aim and hit it on your thing and then automatically have your gunner on the top aim and kill the other stuff for you. Like his gunner was better than Luke in the Millennium Falcon.
yeah.
Luke missed a bunch. When they first show like the flaps open, I forgot about the laser thing for like 5 seconds. I thought there were Boba's bombs.
Oh, seismic
No,
charges.
yeah, seismic charge because it kind of looked like that when they kind of showed them. They kind of came out a little bit and then they switched like sideways.
That
I
would
was
be
like, oh
cool.
wait, I know. I was
But
like, oh, this should be without seismic
but
charges.
you
Like,
got to keep him with him,
uh,
Boba being the only one that
no,
uses
but
them.
that's a
So
Boba thing. I would be kind of a little disappointed. A little. But couldn't he just turn on those lasers and cut the whole cockpit in half?
he could.
You know
It
how
should
he
have
like
been.
flew right past them and like in front of them in the screen? Like he could have just turned them on and like cut through the cockpit and dude, cut the captain in half. That would have been so intense, bro. That
Yeah.
would have been so cool.
But he destroys those final two ties, and he hits the hyperspace, and he's gone. And then
And
the
I think the
captain of
coolest
that
part,
ship.
it shows the captain standing there like in awe when he leaves, but then you see like two stormtroopers like not move an inch in the background, like they're just still standing there.
Yeah. So,
And under their mask, their mouths are just dropped. Like
but I wonder what the effects of this is going to be. Like, if the ISB is going to connect this to be
it's definitely gonna show something
because
because they
like
probably have this whole thing on film,
right, yes,
and this
but
ship is gonna land back on Coruscant.
right, that is true. So I wonder, but I wonder if like the ID number that he used, if he's used it multiple times.
No, because he would have knew by heart. Remember, he had the droid like
Oh, that's
find
right.
one.
But I wonder somehow the ISB is gonna get wind of this, and
Oh
it's
yeah, for
gonna.
sure.
But I just wonder like how they would connect it though, other than seeing the ship on Coruscant. Like Dedra's just walking to work and sees the Fondor land. Like I just saw that on this
The
surveillance from.
news.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's. Yeah, I don't know.
They put it like a galaxy wide amber alert for this
Yeah,
ship.
for this weird ship. I
But
think what's also kind of interesting about this too is that the ship looks pretty unique. So it's kind of gonna stick out a little bit.
you're right. Right.
But also Yellowstone in the chat was saying like the ties probably blew up right away on impact because they don't have shields. Maybe that ship, the cockpit probably has shields, so you probably couldn't cut through it right away. So
That's true.
That makes sense. Yeah, you're right. I just wanted to see how cool would that have been if the captain got cut in half. We saw that.
And then next episode, he has like spider legs, like Maul.
Even cooler.
That would be cool.
But he wasn't super high rank because he was wearing all black. So
right. But we did miss something earlier on in the episode. But Vel goes to the shop to talk.
The shop looks a little empty.
Does. Well, it's just her and Luthen, so.
But no, it looks like people be buying things.
Well, that's good. Helping the economy, dude.
True.
you can't afford that special ship without people buying expensive,
afford
fancy things. But
that ship if you don't buy Padme's headdress.
Right. But the only reason Val went there is because she wanted to talk to Luthen because she found out that Andor's mother died. And so, I'm going to... So she saw that the Fondor ship was gone. So she knows, she's asked where he is, blah, blah, blah. But she said, well, I'm going to Ferrix tomorrow because the funeral's tomorrow, blah, blah, blah. But she kind of took some shots at Clea. What she said, what have you done lately? And Clea doesn't like it. It's like, lately? It's always. I'm doing things. There's people at my door panicking all the time and just like you type of thing. And so, but I still felt like it got to her a little bit. Like she's too much behind the scenes. She's not doing enough though. So I think there might be a break between Clea and Luthen now. If Luthen doesn't die next episode, I feel like next season you're going to see this break between Luthen and Clea where
they might have Luthen dies and Clea might turn. Over.
Maybe. I wonder, do you think Clea is more cutthroat or less cutthroat than Luthen?
Pretty close.
Because I wonder,
similar personalities because she's very by the T, and Luthen does kind of try to ignore some of the things. He wanted that connection to stay open, even though it was a trap. He wanted to answer what's her name, Belle's call, and she said no. She turned off that line. I don't know, but it would be interesting if she was a mole for the Empire the entire time.
I don't know.
It'd be kind of cool.
Because if they wanted, but I don't know.
Then it would have been a little bit more obvious at this point. But then I don't know, because our last one, we had no idea.
But the ISB, if they knew about him, would know that he's Axis, though. And so it'd be kind of weird.
Yeah, but maybe the one guy knows and no one else does, and he's trying to see how close. All right, I don't think this is, but I think it would be kind of cool if the old guy from the ISB knows everything that's happening, and he's just trying to train these other ISB people the entire time, and see how close they can get to actually capturing this person.
So you think
the whole time?
So the old guy Partigraz, you think he knows who Luthen is?
I don't think this is real. I'm just saying, how cool would that have been? If they catch her Luthen, and then he's like, "Oh yeah, we already knew," and then the girl walks in behind him.
Maybe
you got us. It'd be kind of cool storytelling. There's moles on both sides,
right?
But I think that'd be a little.
It would be cool to see if Partigraz was a rebel.
Oh,
I doubt that. He's the leader of the ISB, and
that would be really cool because I like him a lot.
Or seeing him turn, that'd be cool. But
or see that girl turn. That's kind of actually.
I don't know. I still want to see live action Agent Callus though, because he's hunting down the Ghost Crew on Lothal. I just want to see the guy walk in with his mutton chops or whatever he has I just want to
Mhm.
have him walk by, like, "Hey, Agent Callis, how's it going?" type of thing, and that's it. Like,
Yeah, or even Tarkin. I know it has to be CGI, but I'm down to see like a Tarkin come in a meeting and say like, "What did you guys let?" Like, if this thing happens next week, Tarkin has to go and take over, and it's like a deepfake Tarkin. That'd be so cool. I'm down.
well, I don't know. Tarkin's he's concerned with the the Ghost Crew stuff, though. Like, that's his focus right now. That sector of the galaxy. So I don't know. I just wish we could see people walking in the background. That's all.
Okay, but we know that from the Ahsoka show that's gonna come out, we're gonna see parts of the Ghost Crew live action.
Yes.
What if next season of Andor interacts with people from the Ghost Crew briefly,
We probably would. He probably
live
would,
action,
because
like Hera?
he's on when they're on Yavin. We see
Yeah.
the ghost ship there,
Well, and then
and Chopper and General Syndulla. So like, he's definitely met with them. So like,
it'd be really cool because they are gonna cast all these characters
yeah,
to tie that in a little bit.
right. So I'm fairly certain we'll see the
That'd
Ghost
be so
Crew
dope.
in Andor next season.
If you guys haven't watched Rebels,
Yeah, watch Rebels.
if we ever have a lull in shows, which I don't think is gonna happen, I think it'd be really cool to break down Rebels.
That's so much, dude.
It's so much. Like I said, I don't think we're gonna have a lull, but if we have like a few months again, like we do season 1, we'll break down all of season 1. And then another lull, we'll break down all of season 2. I don't know.
We'll see.
We'll do it in 3 parts, like 3 episode parts, or
We'll see.
I think
What do the
let us
fans want?
yeah, let us know if you guys want us to do that.
Yep.
Or let us know if you guys want it behind a paywall. And maybe we'll do it as an extra bonus stuff.
Yeah. Empire Radio After Dark. That's what we'll call it.
Ooh. Empire Radio Rebels. Or Rebel Radio. Wait, nope, that's the thing. Never mind.
Rebel Force Radio?
No,
Yeah.
nope. Just kidding.
But yeah, so that's. Oh, and before we get into the Andor stuff, we get a scene with Karn.
Oh yeah, I was hoping you were gonna just.
Why? This was a good scene.
It's, at the end of the day, still Karn.
So,
Cereal boy.
everyone's favorite mother wakes him up in the middle of the night, says, "You got a call."
Yeah.
And so he gets a hollow call, a FaceTime call, and it's
FaceTime call.
Sergeant Mosk, or whatever his name is, that the guy that helped him lead the charge on Ferric hunting down Andor, and he's like, it's terrible reception. You're going across the galaxy call, and he's like,
Well, and it looks like he's in like a workshop too.
he's been like slave labor. I don't know what he is. Like, he's not working his dream job anymore. And so he's in manufacturing something or whatever factory. But he's like, you told me to contact you if I've got any information on Andor. Well, one of my buddies that used to work at, the headquarters, the Morlano one, whatever it was, like, he's still there helping the transition into the Empire. But he said that there's going to be a funeral on Ferric because Andor's mother died. And so the conversation is very choppy. It's very low quality, but like, it's funny how they do it, because neither of them are like hearing each other, but like the information still gets passed.
It's like when you ever watch like those commercials for like phones. There's like a commercial bit in this. Like I forget what phone service it was, like I think it was Verizon like knocking on like T-Mobile or something. But it was like that, like they're called like, "Oh, like are you okay? No, I crashed." And then but it made it sound like they said I love you or something different,
Yeah.
like complete opposite. That's
So,
pretty much what's happening.
but it was a funny scene, but it was still very like dramatic for Karn because like
for Karn.
so I think what's going to happen is Karn is going to go to the funeral.
Mhm.
He's going to find and capture Andor, but then Andor is going to escape, and
Mhm.
the ISB is going to see that Karn screwed it up, and then they're going to kill Karn. So,
Dang.
R.I.P. Karn. Next episode is my guess.
I hope so.
Andor's
Dude.
going to escape because of Karn. That's what's going to happen. He's going to mess it up.
Or
somehow.
he's gonna somehow catch. Okay. The one thing that in this episode I don't like is that the Empire did not figure out this prison break at all.
Oh yeah, we never got. I thought
There
we were
was
going to get a huge response from the Empire on this.
Yes.
Unless
So that was like my one like. I feel like they forgot something.
Unless the people at the facility don't want to report it because they know that they're all going to die if they report it.
Yeah.
Like all those people that survived.
Yeah. I don't know. It just seems like they kind of forgot, or like
I'm sure it'll come
they
up
don't
next
know yet.
episode.
Maybe it's too early.
Maybe, but
because they don't have power. It's going to take them 3 days to get power or whatever.
Well, it's 3 months to turn the power back on.
So maybe they can't even report this incident for 3 months.
Maybe. Well, I think it was just on that specific tower.
Yeah, but how are they going to communicate to other towers?
Well, they had sent out the patrol ships.
True.
So
you're right. So I don't know.
But anyway, before we start talking about the Andor stuff, which we're dabbling with right now, let's just take a quick break, a little coffee break. And if you like coffee or tea, you should listen to this sponsor commercial from Wesley Andrews Coffee and Tea. So let's take a listen.
Hey everyone, Andrew here. I'm pleased to tell you that the sponsor of today's episode is Wesley Andrews Coffee and Tea. If you don't know anything about Wesley Andrews, you definitely should. They're an award-winning coffee roaster and shop in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and they make fantastic coffee. The awesome thing is that whether you live in the Twin Cities or not, you can get their coffee beans delivered straight to your door by ordering them online. They even have a subscription service that ensures you never run out of amazing coffee. If you've been looking for some new coffee to try or a way to elevate your normal coffee routine, now's your chance. Head over to wesleyandrews.cc, use the code EMPIRERADIO, that's with a capital E and a capital R with no space at checkout, to get 15% off your first purchase of any bags of coffee or a coffee subscription. I can't think of a better deal. Get 15% off some great coffee, support a small business, and support your favorite Star Wars podcast. In the words of Emperor Palpatine, do it.
Do it.
Do it. All right. Well, we might as well just jump into the Andor stuff.
Andor.
You know, for a show that's called Andor, you'd think that Andor would be in it more often than we actually get him.
In his defense, he was in jail.
Yep, that scrub.
Yeah.
But the episode starts off with Andor and Melchi just hanging on the side of a cliff, hoping that a patrol ship doesn't see him. And so it seems like they've been there for a while, hanging there.
Yeah, they look like they're
gonna
die.
It was a weird. The dialogue was really weird because Cassian says, "I think he's leaving," and then Melchi was like told him to stop saying that. Like it seems like Andor's been saying that multiple times. Like, oh, this is okay. He's actually leaving, but then it doesn't. And so like Melchi didn't want to hear him say that. But then like Andor's like, I hear you. Like I'm listening to you. I don't know. It was really a weird. I didn't really get it. Like,
I think because then he's like on that cliff for a while, and Melchi's like, if you tell me that he is still leaving and he hasn't yet, I'm gonna fall. Because I think what has happened it kind of made it seem like they climbed all the way up on the top and then it came back and they had to climb back down. And so he was saying he couldn't do that again because he's too weak.
Maybe.
And it showed their hands and feet
Right.
during that part. So, like, you know that they've been struggling.
Right. And then, but then, like, he says, like, I don't want you to say that. And he's like, well, I want you to say that he's leaving. Like, it was just a weird dialogue. I didn't really fully get it, but
Did
the ship.
any of that scene remind you of Lord of the Rings at all to you?
No.
Oh, it could be because
I've only seen those movies once, and I didn't really enjoy them, and I don't remember anything.
Okay, well, there's that. It just kind of reminded me of Frodo and Sam because they're both barefoot around a bunch of rocks and stuff, and they're struggling and they're hiding and ducking. Kind of made me feel like I was watching Lord of the Rings. Granted, it could be just the con I went to is in my head because they were both there.
Did you go for 2 days?
No, I just went the one day, Saturday, all day.
I thought you posted a picture on that Friday. Like, you didn't.
Oh, I did. I went to get my badge on Friday.
But didn't you, like, go in for a little bit?
I went in and walked around, but I didn't record it, like anything, just for Instagram, like just to show, like, hey, watch out for tomorrow. But yeah, it was cool.
All right.
Got to see a panel and stuff. It was sweet.
Cool. But yes, the ship. So that the patrol ship, I think, is the same ship we see in Rogue One on Scarif, like that flat TIE fighter looking thing. I think that's supposed to be the same ship, which is cool that they just do that for fun. But later on, we see them up on a cliff looking down into like a cavern, a ravine or whatever. And there's two like alien creature people there down there by themselves, and they have a quad jumper ship, which, if you remember from episode 7, the quad jumper is what Rey and Finn were going to escape on, and then they end up going for the garbage ship, the Millennium Falcon. So
yeah,
it was cool that it was the same model ship.
From the looks of it, it could have even been the same one.
Well, if it's a quad jumper is a quad jumper, it's gonna look the same. But I believe in episode 7 it was all red, which obviously you can paint the ship, but it would be cool if it ended up being the same. But it was interesting because the guy that talked, the alien that spoke, sounded like the guy in episode 7. I forget what is his name. I don't remember his name. The 1/4 portion guy. Yeah. But
which would be cool if it was the same guy too.
It wasn't the same guy though. No. But yeah. So Melchi's like, I'm making a run for it. Like, this is our one shot. We can beat them. These bozos can't outrun us. Like, we're gonna go. So like he runs, and then Andor's like, crap, I gotta start running now. And they're running for it, and the guys are just standing there like, what are these guys doing? And then they have like this auto net. It's a funny net because it's just like a squishy, rubbery net that just like grabs them. And it's like gooey, like a gooey...
It's spider web. It literally reminded me of Lord of the Rings again, but yeah.
Of course, there's a spider. I kind of remember the spider scene. Kind of. But there's no spiders. It's just a net.
No.
And so, if you don't put the subtitles on this scene, it's really hard to understand. I was struggling to understand what they were saying because I had to put the subtitles on both times that I watched. But they're mad at the Empire because the prisons basically ruined their water, and the water no longer produces squigglies, which I'm guessing is a term for like fish or some sort of creature that they hunt or fish for in the water. And I'm guessing these nets are used to catch squigglies. Yeah. And so they're like, oh, you're escape prisoners. Like, I think we can get 1,000 credits per person. Like if we turn you in or something like that. But I guess they say, well, you're prisoners, like you're held hostage, basically. We're just gonna let you go. Like, I thought it was really weird to just kind of like let them go. Like,
Mm.
I didn't get it really. I'm still kind of confused. So they are free to go and free to take the quad jumper, and they say he's gonna go to Neamos, which is the planet, the Miami Beach where he got arrested. And so I don't know. It was an interesting scene. It was cool to see the locals like explain what the Empire did to their planet. It ruined their
Yeah.
water, and it ruined their seemingly a major food source for them by ruining the water. So
those locals look so interesting, though.
yeah, like one guy has like a fake arm. Like, I think he has like a blade for an arm,
Yep.
something. But
Look like
I should mention though, the guy that was talking,
Mm-hmm.
he is in Rogue One in Saw Gerrera's lair on Jeddah.
Oh, that's cool.
So I don't know how he gets
At some
from
point, he gets
how
fed up enough that he
right.
tries to become a rebel.
And it's just a brief thing. He's just sitting in the back. It's clearly the same looking creature with like the same like eye headset thing he is on. So it's very brief. So, but I think that's really cool to like. I wonder how he gets from down in that gully to Saw Gerrera's thing in
maybe we'll get
5 years.
some animated short about it.
Probably better than that Grogu one we got.
Okay.
Am I wrong? It's just him getting chased around by squigglies.
Yep. And then he decides to become a rebel.
And then the squigglies give him a flower.
He finds
spoilers.
No, Saw gives him a flower.
It'll be funny. But yeah. So we'll probably see them again. I'm guessing next season. It's just very brief, but we'll probably see them again. And so the next time we see them is on Neamos, and the beach is empty. There's two blue pelicans fighting, but no one's there anymore. So I'm guessing because of the laws having harsh punishments, like it's no longer a tourist site because too many people were getting arrested, and it's just an empty place.
I noticed that. I'm like, there's like no one there.
And so,
and he sneaks back into his room,
which it was a hotel room because there's other people sleeping in that bed.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently housekeeping doesn't do a good job cleaning because they didn't find a briefcase full of money. So his briefcase is still up there, which has a bunch of money in it, 2 blasters, and Nemec's manifesto. And so that I didn't realize that was his manifesto until like someone else pointed it out. But like it opens up and it's him reading out loud what he says. It's like for some reason I thought it was it's just like a journal that he wrote in.
Yeah.
But it's actually like a voice recording of him explaining his ideology and philosophy on rebellion and something like that. It's funny because he opens it up and it starts talking.
He shuts it.
Honestly, you knew that was going to happen. Why would you open it? But it's cool that he has the manifesto. Like, because we kind of thought like, he lost it. Like he's never going to get it back, but it was hidden, so he got it back. And then we actually I'm looking at my notes and we missed something about Karn. He seems to leave. Like his mom leaves and then he goes and steals money, I think, from her.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was something we missed. That boy was a little.
Well, the thing is, he was already mad that she was in his private box. So then he goes into her private box and takes her money. Because I think there's a bunch of jewelry in there. So I think that's why I thought it was the mother's. I think
no, it is. It's the mom's money. He knew exactly where to go. Like it was so predictable. I called it like when I was watching the watch party. Like, he's gonna go steal his mom's money. Bam. Dude, what a scrub, dude.
I don't know.
I can't wait to see him die.
next episode.
Hopefully.
But yeah, so it was kind of cool that because I have him close to my notes, so it's like Karn is taking money from his mom while Cassian is taking money back from where he had it hidden
Mhm.
and to go do something. So, but anyway, the episode ends with Cassian calls his buddy on Ferrix. Like I think he's like the in charge of the port or something, like transit place or whatever on Ferric, because it's like the ships go to and from this business or something. And so he calls him. He's like, "Hey, I just want you to leave a message for my mother. Like, tell him I love her. I'm thinking about her. Blah blah blah." And so, but then the guy has to like say, "Hey, wait, your mother's dead," which I've never had to tell someone that someone has died, but like I've always thought it was weird when people say, "Oh," they just like blatantly say, "Oh, your mother is dead," rather than saying your mother has died. Like it's, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just me. Like when I say, "Oh,
No.
someone is dead," like I just picture like a dead body.
Yeah. Like anytime I've ever like said that, "Oh, this person is dead," s- my wife always Steph always gets mad at me. It's like, you mean they passed away or they died? Like you can't say dead. Like
Yeah.
I guess dead's a little aggressive of a term. And I'm like, oh,
Did
okay.
you tell her that a mouse was dead when you killed it?
Okay, chill.
um, but so then I'm so Cassian learned that his mother died, but I was expecting a bigger emotional reaction because he gets off this galactic payphone that they have apparently, and Melchi is just standing there in his Hawaiian shirt and stuff like on this
Mm-hmm.
beach, and he goes and like they didn't even talk about it. Like he didn't even mention that his mom died. Like there was no emotional thing, and Melchi's like, we have to tell the galaxy what they're doing. Like we have to tell them, and like one of us has to get out, and like if we will double our chances if we split up. So I was
Yep.
like, dang, I thought they were gonna stay together. Like,
Me too.
and so somehow they're gonna get back together, and it's like, how is that gonna work?
Yeah.
Um,
But at some
and
point they're gonna join the same rebel alliance.
right, so it's like, how do they get back to each other unless they just have common devices or something? And
Yeah, I don't know.
but Andor gives him one of his guns, blasters, um, and they part ways. And a lot of people are pointing out how this scene of him looking out at the sunset looks like when he dies in Rogue One, when it's him and Jin on the beach looking at like a sunset, but it's the
Dang.
Death Star blast coming at him. Same thing where he's looking out, and
GG.
with Melchi saying like we have to tell the galaxy, like that's what Cassian and Jyn Erso did. Like they sent out a message for the whole galaxy to hear about this Death Star. So it was a cool parallel of
That's true.
needing to tell the galaxy about what the Empire's doing, both
Yeah.
with the paralleling the prison stuff with the Death Star plans.
Yeah.
So that's the
That was it.
episode. A lot of tons of little plot ideas and stories going on here.
A lot to do next week, hopefully.
A lot to do, but like I said, I think a lot of these stories are going to convene on Ferric. And so you're going to have all the ISB on Ferric. Dedra's going to be on Ferric. We're going to have Vel on Ferric. We're going to have Cinta already there. There's this funeral, which I think is a fake funeral as a cover up for some sort of rebel event.
That's crazy, dude.
Karn is going there. But then we're going to have this Krieger, Luthen, and Saw Gerrera thing happening. So I think it's going to be a very focused on two stories next week, which would be a cool thing that we haven't really had a lot in the show of just kind of like focusing on two things. Yeah. There's always like a bunch of stuff. So Next week we will be doing a live stream on Wednesday night. I'm going to try and get
Yep.
home from work ASAP, so we can do that, and we'll record. And
So when you guys are all making your Thanksgiving lunch for the next day or whatever meal, and you guys are prepping your turkey and your all that fun stuff, make sure you guys tune in to the live stream on twitch.tv/Empire Radio, and just throw us on the background while you're prepping for you're helping your parents, or you are the parent and you're making your prepping all that pies. Like most people bake pies the night before. So if you're out there making pies next week and you want to hang out with us, we'll be here.
yeah,
So
so that's this episode. Any more theories or comments before we transition over to voicemails?
no, I like your theory. It'd be interesting to see if that's actually happens, because I don't think a lot of people have thought about that. So
About Karn
about no
or
about
the
their mom faking
the
it,
fake death. Yeah.
the
So
fake mom.
yep.
Yeah,
She's gonna,
so
because she did have a blaster.
true.
Remember when she picked up a blaster randomly?
Yep.
So
She's gonna kick the bricks.
oh, then she's probably gonna kick the bucket too. So wah, wah, wah. Yeah, that. Yep. All right. Let's transition over to voicemail time.
Voicemail time. Let's go. It's voicemail time.
All right, cool. All right, well, we have quite a few tonight. Actually, we have 7+ of fan email question,
Yes.
and so let's do the fan email question first. From
Okay.
someone named Elias, and he says, I know you guys like Stranger Things, so what is your favorite season? That's an easy one.
Yep.
Season 4.
Whoa.
What? Did we talk about this? No.
Season 1 all day, baby.
Season 4 is so intense.
It's so
It
intense.
It's
Okay,
nonstop
Yellowstone,
action.
get out.
What do you
literally
say?
Season 2.
Season 2 is not bad. There's just one episode that no one likes.
Dude, but season 1's so good.
I'm not saying that season 1 is bad by me saying season 4 is my favorite.
Season 4 is good, but I like season 1 because there's a lot less Will in it.
Okay, there's barely any Will in this season 2. He's just crying in the back of a car the whole time. But I think season 4 is visually the most stunning. It is the most intense.
True.
It's
True.
The episodes are so long, like they're all like an hour and 15 minutes or longer. Like the finale is 2.5 hours long. It's the CGI is insane.
True.
The music is insane. All of these
the beginning, the low budget, they didn't even know what they had. Like it was the show before the show. Like it was on Netflix for like a few weeks before it even got popular. Like people didn't even know what it was.
it got popular pretty quick. I remember I binged it opening day. Like
really?
Yeah.
You're the only person I know. So I was in Europe when it came out.
Weird flex, but okay.
My bad. I was on my honeymoon in Europe.
Oh, your honeymoon? I didn't even know that.
Yeah, the first time. And
he's only been married once, folks. Just so
the first time I was in Europe, I should say.
Oh, I thought you meant like first time going on a honeymoon.
No. So I was in Europe, and I came back, and everyone's like talking about Stranger Things. They're like, "Yeah, it came out a few weeks ago, and we just all binged it." And I was like, "Okay, what is this show?" And then I went and watched it, and it was the best thing ever. It felt like the Goonies. Like it was so good.
Because I remember watching season 1, and I think I remember posting after watching the 3rd episode in. I was like, I posted on Facebook, I think this is on pace to being the best show ever made. And by the end of the season, I'm like, this is my favorite show of all time. And it is my favorite show of all time. So, but I still think season 4 is the best because it's just there's just so much going on. There's so
Season
much
4 is good.
nonstop.
Season 3 is good too.
It's the most emotional season. Like that final sequence, fight and battle, and it was nuts. The music with that running up that hill song, like at the end, and what's your face with the shotgun? Whew.
Mm-hmm.
I love that show so much. Way better than any Star Wars show. I can tell you that right now.
Anyway.
So thank you,
No.
Elias, for that question. But don't be afraid to send an actual voicemail. We'd love to hear
True.
from new people.
But
via
if you guys want to
voicemails.
send in non-voicemail questions, you guys can go to empireradiofan@gmail.com.
Yes.
Right? Yeah, you
Yep.
guys can go leave a question over there as well. That is definitely fine. Did we have a Stranger Things question last week?
We did favorite characters.
Yeah, and I think we kind of even talked about our favorite seasons. But
Yeah. But
yeah, Stranger
I
Things.
can't wait till season 5, whenever that comes out. Because I think they plan for 6 seasons.
What? I thought they're done at season 5.
I don't know. I thought I heard that they want to do 2 more seasons,
Of
but
course they do.
and you're gonna watch every second of it, so don't complain.
I am, but it's like the last season, of Cobra Kai. Like I'm at the point where I'm kind of ready for it to wrap.
Yeah, Cobra Kai. I think they just have 1 season. I think they've officially announced.
Maybe that's who I'm thinking of. But the last season of Cobra Kai was not the best.
It was not my favorite, but it was still really good.
Yes, I still love. I mean, if you guys don't know, Wesley Andrews used to do Stranger Things launch days. And we used to decorate the entire cafe with all Stranger Things stuff. We put like all the pops and all the tables, and we decorated and put like the thing like we had like lights everywhere that were flickering, and then we had a projector of the previous season playing the entire day of launch, and then we had like drinks that were like all Stranger Things. Like we had like Fruity Pebble like latte, and then we had a Eggo latte, like a maple syrup latte with an Eggo on the side. But then we had the projector and it was on the ceiling, so it was like upside down. So you had to look up to watch the. It was pretty cool. And then this last season, because I didn't work I'm not like in the cafe anymore.
You're not allowed in.
No, because I'm the one that me and Stephanie would decorate it and do it all.
Right.
And because I'm not in the cafe, they did it like a launch day, but they just brought the drinks and they didn't actually like. It was pretty whack. But
shots fired! Dang, at your former.
We even have Wesley Andrews themed Stranger Things shirts that have like the logo and everything.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. I think we need to start getting merch, but we got to figure that out.
Yeah. Will. Get on it.
All right. Will. He's a mod in the Discord. He's not our.
He's doing everything now, boy.
He's not our PR.
He's mod in the live streams. Oh, he does everything. Get on it, Will.
Yeah, for as much as we pay him, he does a lot.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Elias, for that. But yes, so now we have 2 from Addie. So let's take a listen.
Go.
Hey, Empire Radio, it's Addie back at you with another voicemail. I'm coming from you live from Jamaica Beach, Texas. I'm on vacation with my family because I had a taekwondo tournament today. Yay! And a little update on that, I got 3rd place in traditional weapons form and 1st place in creative XMA form. So, yeah. Anyway, I will send in another voicemail with a question because I don't think I have enough time for this one. Anyway, I hope you have a nice day. May the force be with you. Bye.
Dang.
All right,
kicking
cool. Dang.
butt, taking names.
Third place and 1st place. So that's pretty cool. Congratulations, Eddie.
Watch out, Andrew. You might have some competition.
I think she could probably
beat
us up right now. Like
for sure.
I wouldn't want to mess with Addie. She doesn't
Nope.
need anyone to keep her
Nope,
safe.
you wouldn't.
Keep herself safe.
Yep.
So a question that I do have for Addie though. So you're into Taekwondo and you're doing these competitions. Like, what is your end goal with martial arts and Taekwondo? Like, do you want to
MMA,
be
UFC.
like a 10th degree black belt and be an instructor and like do international competitions, or like you just want to do it for fun and just do it for a few years? I don't know. So I'd like to know what your end goal is with your martial arts studies and all that stuff. So, but Addie also has another voicemail and she has a question for us. So let's take a listen to that.
Hey, Empire Radio, is back at you with another voicemail. Here's my question for the week. What is your favorite thing to do during the holidays? Me, personally, one of my favorite things that we do as a family is Operation Christmas Child, which I'm pretty sure you know what it is, but in case those listeners out there don't, Operation Christmas Child is where a bunch of churches in the U.S. Come together and fill these shoe boxes with toys and such for kids all around the world who don't really have much. And it's so rewarding, and I just love it. We will be delivering ours next Sunday. Anyway, I'm running out of time. Hope you have an awesome day, and may the force be with you. Bye.
Yes. Drew,
Cool.
have you ever done
Yeah, I used to do that.
the Operation Christmas Child?
Yeah.
At my previous church, we did that. Used to do that every year. I think we'd do like 300 boxes. We'd just, rather than having a church service, we just set up stations and we'd, as a church, just fill these boxes with toys and fun
That's
stuff.
cool.
So yeah, they get
Yeah, I
sent
think
out
we used
all
to do
around the
that.
world. So like people in Africa and South America
Mhm.
and like all over Asia and stuff. Like,
Yeah, I remember we used to do that because as a kid, and like we wanted to do it, but there's like only certain things you can pick in the boxes, like certain toys. They can't
right,
be like,
you can't put like war like gun like
yeah, like
toy guns or anything because this
can't
could be
be like
going to like somewhere where it might be a
like
former war zone or something.
or
So
is in a war zone. So like a
right,
lot of these boxes, I feel like they have like band-aids and like you like put a lot of like healthcare stuff in them too. But and then it's like a soccer ball or like a,
yeah, there's a
but
lot
it
of just
has to be
fun
certain
gadgets and
dimension.
dolls and
Yeah,
stuff like that. So yeah, that's cool that your
that's
church is
cool.
doing that. That's always fun. It's always a fun time just filling those boxes with
Yeah.
people. So, but she asked, what is our favorite holiday like tradition or thing we like to do during the holidays? Um, I,
Well, I know the Discord is doing something cool.
we are a group of us. We are doing a white elephant exchange, organized by Reddit in the Discord. We use this website to create wish lists, and then we get randomly selected by someone, and we randomly select
Is it
someone
too
to.
late to join that already?
Oh, it's already in motion.
Oh,
It's already
okay.
closed.
Cool. Next year.
So I have already sent out my gift for someone, and I got a notification that mine has been sent to me.
Oh,
So
wow.
I don't know who has me, but I know who I have, and the person that I have is really gonna like what I got this
Well,
individual.
there you go. I'd even do it. I was kind of bummed. I should have done it
Should have
next year.
next year.
So yeah, if you guys want another chance to join the Discord, gifts, Christmas gifts, holiday gifts.
Yeah, and we're only doing $20 max with shipping, so
Ooh,
it's not like you
that
can
that
get.
makes it even harder. You know what that means? Paperback Star Wars book coming in someone's way. $12.
Well, there's like
Shipping's
well,
$12.
there's a lot of pops that you can get. They're like
Oh, that's true.
$15 and other little gadgets and
Yeah,
stuff
we'll
like
figure
that.
it out.
So it's fun. So we're waiting on everyone to get their gifts and send them out, and then we'll do like a thing in the Discord where we open them together on like a video
that's
call.
cool.
So, but other than that, Drew, anything?
Well, we do. My wife's family, all the siblings and stuff, we do Secret Santa, and so it's like our way to keep us kids to keep getting presents, even though we're not kids anymore. We all have our own kids. So like obviously we buy all the niece and nephews all gifts, and stuff like that. And then I buy my wife a gift and she'll buy me something. And then we buy our parents gifts. But then like the biggest thing after that is that we do Secret Santa. We all on Thanksgiving after we eat, we all draw names out of a hat, and it can't be who we had last year, and it can't be your spouse. And then what we used to do when Black Friday was a big thing before COVID, we would get our list and see if anything was at the stores, and we would go Black Friday shopping. And it was super fun. We'd all go to different stores, which store we want to go to together, and then we'd all wait in line right after Thanksgiving, and then go shopping in the stores and try to find our Secret Santa gifts. So that's always fun.
Fun fact: I have never gone shopping on Black Friday.
Oh, well,
Never once.
it's fun. I like it.
I don't know. I always
I
see people trampled in Best Buy and like
the good old days.
I'm like, I'm good. I'm just gonna go to bed.
The fun days when it was aggressive, like waiting outside Best Buy at like 4 just to get a ticket to potentially buy the crappiest TV that they're selling for super cheap. Like,
yeah,
it's the good old days. They don't like Black Friday stuff happened like 2 weeks ago already. It's like it's not Black
they're already
Friday
starting
anymore. It's so
Yeah.
dumb. It's just not even a thing.
Because people got offended by Black Friday starting on like Thanksgiving like night, like at 9 o'clock at night. Like, this is bad. Like, just spend time with your family. And then like,
I know.
if you do buy something on Black Friday or something, like, you're a terrible human being. So now like businesses don't even like do it.
Which I disagree, because we made it out of a tradition. So now for me, it's like it sucks that like Black Friday is like most stores now, it's like their normal deal. They just have Black Friday name over it. It's like 20% off whole store. But you have that every season. Like, that's not a deal. Like,
Right.
I want to like feel like rushed and like, I don't know. It was fun. So I kind of miss that, because I don't think that's even a thing anymore. Right. And like my work we're closed Black Friday. So like it's even a holiday for me. So I don't know, it kind of stinks, but yeah. But that's what we do.
Yeah, we do a gift exchange, like my family. We do it like the white elephant thing, or not white elephant, like a Secret Santa thing where we draw names.
Mm-hmm.
But the way we do it is it's my siblings, their spouses, my nieces and nephews, and then my parents. Like, all of us are in there. So
all
like,
of them, yeah.
So like, I could get a sibling, I could get a niece or nephew, I could get an in-law, or I could get one of my parents. And so it's always random every year.
Well, like every year we're getting more and more kids, and I keep suggesting like at one point we're gonna have to do Secret Santa for the kids, where we draw the kids' names, and that's what we're gonna buy one of the kids like a big gift. But then everyone else, the family complains like, yeah, but all these kids got all of them forever. They always got good presents, and we can't do that. I'm like, yeah, but at one point we're gonna have no money because y'all keep having kids all the time. Like, we have 2 kids that are like due, like one's due next week. Like, I'm gonna have a new niece next week, and it's like,
you don't have to buy her anything for Christmas.
Well, you have to buy their parents diapers at least.
I guess.
I mean,
my family were done with kids.
Well,
so like,
you still got a chance.
No, that's not gonna happen.
You're in your 30s, it can happen.
It's not gonna happen. I'm not.
Never say never.
I'm never going to get married. You heard it here. You heard it here. But yeah, it's fun doing that gift exchange. But when I was a kid, I always enjoyed decorating Christmas tree with my family, because I would. So if you've heard of, like, if you know your old music, classical music, like Handel's Messiah, like, is like the music that like is supposed to tell like the whole story of Jesus. Like, there's a version called Handel's Young Messiah, which is like like it was recorded in like the 80s or 90s. So it's like a rock version of it, kind of.
Oh, that's funny.
And it's very good. It's actually like really good, well done. And we would always listen to, my parents would put that tape a cassette tape in,
gosh.
and we'd
Tapes.
listen to that while we would decorate the
Decorate
tree. And so I always remember doing that, and I still listen to Handel's Young Messiah
on
like
Christmas.
like
When
just
you
during
decorate Charlie
this
Brown tree.
my Charlie Brown tree. I have that, yeah.
Yeah.
But I always listen to some of it like just during this time of the year, just because it's nostalgic. Like it's like probably the only nostalgic thing in my life is that Christmas.
Do you have it on tape?
music. I don't. I have it on CD, but I don't have anything that plays a CD. But it's on YouTube. You can just
Wait, can't you play it on your PS4?
PlayStation 4s do not play CDs. I've tried that. You could play CDs on PlayStation 1s, 2s, and 3s, but not on PlayStation 4s.
Really? Actually, there's a CD that I found of my old band,
With
and I put it.
Mike Taylor?
Yeah, and
Really?
I put it. Yeah, it was like one of our EPs, and I put it in my car, and my car won't play it.
If it's some CDs are,
Like, I don't understand, but my
some
car is too new
CDs
or something.
The CDs might be too old. Like
Yeah,
there's
I
different
don't know.
technology. So,
But Yellowstone in the chat said that they'll marry you, so there you go.
huh?
Yellowstone in the chat said I'll marry you.
I'm
So,
good.
don't say no yet.
I'm good.
Well,
Thanks for the offer, but I'm good. But yeah, that's the only. I don't even know what I'm doing. Like I'm not having Thanksgiving with my family this year. We're all spread out, and I'm just going to a family at church. And then we might not have Christmas this year because no one is going to be able to. We might not be able to get together, which is weird.
Sad. That's so sad.
So Thanksgiving is taken care of. I'm going to a family for that, but Christmas, I don't know what we're doing. We might not have Christmas, which is fine. I would rather sleep in anyway, but
okay. Well,
all right. Well, we
Discord.
have
You guys make sure Jeremiah
we'll
does
have
Christmas
a
with you guys.
Discord Christmas, but we have 5 more voicemails to get through. So
Okay, let's get.
So here is a first time sender with a little asterisk, but we have a voicemail from Hondo Anaka.
Oh.
And he has some things to say about our heated debate from last week.
Ooh.
So let's take a listen.
Hello, my friend. It is I, Hondo Onaka. I have heard your heated debate and wanted to give you pointers. Always bring a blaster so the profit can be secured, or, in this case, the argument.
All right, thank you, Hondo.
Hondo.
I wonder who did that voice, but thank you, Hondo. And that is very good advice that we should have a blaster. So it's good that we don't record in person, because if we had blasters last week, who would have shot first? That would have been the big debate right there.
I guess chat figure it out. Put a poll up. Who would shoot first?
Jew would probably shoot me first.
I don't think so.
I don't know. You think I would shoot you first in an argument?
No, I don't think either of us would have shot first.
I don't know.
It would be a stalemate. We would have pointed, maybe.
It would be like in The Office when they're pointing their finger guns at each other.
Finger guns at each other.
All right, Hondo. Thank you for that. But let's also hear another voicemail from Will. Let's take a listen.
Ooh.
Hey, Empire Video. Will here. It's been a bit. Past week I was pretty busy. Considering my birthday was the 9th. I'm 23 now.
That's it?
Boy. I don't know how to feel about that, but adulting goes on. I heard the heated debate also. I like that. I was really into it. I was on both of y'all's sides because I get both points. But
Pick me.
I don't really know where I'm going with this. I just like both arguments. Both sides.
All right, cool. Thank you, Will. And happy birthday, belated
Yes, happy
birthday.
birthday.
And you're 23 now. 23, and I'll tell you,
I thought you were older than that.
after 23,
This is all downhill, boy.
your body goes downhill. Like I'm 33, and I'm
Hey,
got my janky back. I'm just get prepare for the worst. Okay,
So Discord is saying, DeView Twist said Jeremiah has
DeView Twist. We haven't seen him for a while. Hey, what's up?
Jeremiah has shot first vibes. Okay. And then they also said that Drew has got shot vibes, which thank you. I guess. But then you also said that Drew would just shoot right away before.
Maybe.
So apparently I would just shoot you before we even start the conversation.
Maybe.
And DeView Twist agrees with me. Thank you.
Okay. Well, that being said, let's listen to a voicemail from Boss Nass's boss.
Hello, Empire Radio. It is I, the boss, Nass. Boss. You thought you wasn't going to be hearing from me, but hear me, Sam. You was in the heated, hot debate. And me wanted to say, I side with the Drew.
Oh.
Oh, okay, that was it. Okay,
Hey,
but
two down.
Hey, but what matters is Andrew, our former co-host, listened to or watched that video on YouTube, and he sided with me. Yeah. So his opinion is the only one that matters at the end of the day, right? So
no, because he couldn't call in and send a voicemail. So Andrew, call in and send a voicemail, then your point will be made across. Okay. Who reads comments?
But yeah, go if you want to see Andrew's thoughts on our debate.
True.
He commented on our video
clip on YouTube.
The clip aspect, and he's that K-pop guitarist. That's Andrew.
It literally has Andrew's face in it. The image too. But also, I encourage all you listeners, if you guys haven't watched that debate, go watch it. Also, just go and comment to Andrew and say, hey, when are you coming back as a guest? And just spam him nonstop so he comes back. I'm doing a call to action.
Oh,
harass him right there.
Don't harass him. Empire Radio does not endorse harassment of any kind.
DeView Twist, Andrew who?
That being said, let's listen to another voicemail from Will.
So, guys, first off, Will here. I heard that there haven't been many VCU art submissions. And I gotta say, I am disappointed. How dare you not submit something for the VCU? It doesn't matter if it's Legos. It doesn't even matter if it's stick figure. Well, it might matter. Yeah, it might matter. But anyways, that is not the point I am trying to make. You need to submit art submissions. Now, I know Lucy already said this, but now you're hearing it from me. Will, submit your art.
All right, thank you, Will. Okay, good.
Is it done?
That car alarm went off, and now it's not on now. So that's
Someone's
good.
Breaking into all the cars in Jeremiah's.
I was like, if that's on for the rest of the show, that's gonna be really annoying. I can't edit that out. So, yes, VCU, yes.
That is so hard for the answer right now.
Send in your VCU art submission. Like I said, we got one few days ago, which is really nice. And he said stick figures, like, and kind of like, oh, maybe it's not don't do stick figures, but hey, but Drew, do you ever remember watching those stick figure fights on YouTube?
Oh yeah, dude.
Like
Those were the
10 years
best.
ago, plus
Mhm.
15 years ago.
Before YouTube was like really
Really,
cool.
like you can still look them up. There's some
Yeah.
really cool stick figure fights videos, animated stuff. It's really
And
cool.
back then it was hard to make that stuff.
So if you can do something like that, definitely do a stick figure fight video for one of the voicemails. That'd be really cool.
Yeah.
But yes, send in your VCU voicemail, cinematic universe art submission stuff. Link is in the description. Click the link. Really easy. But that being said, let's listen to the last voicemail tonight, which is also from Will. So let's take a listen.
And another thing, join the Discord.
Ooh.
Y'all want to have a fun time?
Mhm.
Y'all want to talk with Star Wars fans? Y'all want to discuss about Andor? Maybe you're listening to the pod right now. Like, gee, I wish there was some place I could talk about all of my opinions on Star Wars. Well, lucky for you, we have allotted sections for that. Like The Mandalorian, Andor, of course, Tales of the Jedi. So, why not join? You better join. I'll be waiting for you.
Don't be afraid, folks, of Will. He's a really nice guy.
He's only 23. Yeah.
He's only 23. What can he do, right?
No.
He can't hurt you. It's all virtual anyway.
True.
But yes, join the Discord. But that being said, let's just jump into some social stuff since
Is that the end?
That's the end. That's the last one. So yeah. So if you want to join the Discord, there's a link in the description. The link's at co/Empire Radio link. It's a landing page for everything, and there is the link for the Discord invite in there. So please join. Like, we haven't had too many people join in a while, so it'd be nice to get some fresh faces in there. I love all the people there, but there's only like 10 or 15 that talk on a regular basis. So like, let's get more people. Let's get more fun, more the merrier, because I love the fans and I want to interact with you. I want to learn about you. I want to know who you are, what you're doing in school, what your goals are in life, like what's going on. It's a fun place. And so also, if you want to connect with us other ways other than Discord, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, our fan email, click on those links and follow us there, especially on YouTube. Like, we need more people on YouTube. Come on, guys.
True.
Like, a lot of people have been watching the heated debate, which we got a lot of views on that actually, which maybe we need to argue more often so we can get some more views.
Or we should just title conversations as heated debates more often, and then
rather than calling it a breakdown episode, it's just a heated debate.
Yeah. The biggest fight yet will be the next title of the next one.
We need to get some images of like me like strangling you and have that like on the thumbnail or something. Like,
we'll get on it,
and you're like in your reaction videos where you're just like, I think it's really funny how sometimes on your thumbnails, like, you have one shirt on, but in your actual video, it's it was so funny. Sometimes I see that and I'm like, but yes.
Y'all know in the chat, just make thumbnails with those on it. Okay, well,
that is true. But yes, but also, if you never left a voicemail before, there's a link just to click the voicemail link and you can send us a voicemail. We'd love to hear. If you just want to say, hey, love the podcast, and that's it, like, cool. Like, we want to hear people in Europe. We want to hear those crazy accents. They're not crazy. Or in Australia, accent. Or if you're in Asia or Africa, like, come on, let's hear those accents. Let's hear those questions. Love to hear what people outside of the United States think about Star Wars. So it'd be cool to hear that. And also there's the link for the needlesslynerdy.com podcast network, which we're a part of. So click the link to that if you want to listen to some more podcasts that talk about other nerdy things other than just Star Wars. So
Yeah.
that's always fun. Well, anything else, Drew?
Nope. But if you guys are listening and you guys been listening for a while and you guys aren't subscribed over to our YouTube channel, you guys should, because I do have a vlog coming out soon.
Ooh,
of
exciting.
Twin Cities Con, where I got to ask Timothy Zahn, the book writer and creator of Thrawn himself, a question.
Ooh, I didn't even know that.
So you guys want to...
If I knew you were going to do that, I would have had a question that you could ask on my behalf.
But... I know I should have asked you. But yeah, I went to a panel, and I was the last one to ask him a question.
Oh, this is like... So you're just like... Like on a mic in front of a crowd?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh,
Your boy.
Did you say I'm Drew from Empire Radio?
Well, I
Star
had
Wars
an
podcast?
Empire Radio shirt on, and afterwards, I went to... My friend was getting a book signed from him, and I didn't record this, which I kind of regret I should have, but he recognized me from ICCC, and we talked a little bit.
Okay, that's good. So this is a track record.
I at this point, I feel confident we should just...
Timothy's on. I don't have plans for Christmas. If you want to invite me over to your house for Christmas this year.
We're doing these Thrawn breakdowns. We might need to figure out how to contact him. And
yeah, if you want to...
Maybe
Dude, it'd be so cool to interview him about Thrawn.
Instead of doing a breakdown, let's just have him on the podcast.
That'd be nuts. Do you think Andrew would actually come back for that?
You're so quick for that.
Nope, sorry, I'm busy.
So I don't know.
Yes,
if you guys, if someone's listening and they know Timothy is on personally, and you guys want to hit him up for us, we would love to have him on. So, and it seems like it.
Does he have an Instagram? Do we follow him on Instagram?
I don't know if he has Instagram. I feel like he does. Maybe. I feel like there's got to be a way we can contact him because he's been doing all these little cons too. Like,
so okay, you said that he recognized you.
Yes.
Did he recognize you when you asked the question or like afterwards?
Afterwards, he knew that I asked the question, but he recognized me. He said, "Oh, you were at ICCC."
Dude, the fact that he now like remembers you and associates.
Granted, I was wearing the exact same clothes.
That's
on
good
purpose.
Too. But
and I was wearing my Empire Radio hoodie. But I don't know.
Cool.
Anyways, there's gonna be a video coming out, so
cool.
Y'all want to go over to our YouTube channel and subscribe so you guys get notified when that video goes live because it's a good one. It's a cool one.
It's a banger.
It's and if you like Lord of the Rings, I was in the panel with Frodo and Sam, and I got to record some of that too. So Jeremiah doesn't care, but
I don't care.
Yeah,
but
cool.
as we said, next week we will be recording on Wednesday the 23rd, which is the day before Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving Eve.
So we're gonna try and get started as soon as I get home, and eat. So sometime between 7:15 and 8 o'clock Central Standard Time, we'll be going live on Twitch.
Will be right before then too. So just go to Twitch.
Yeah. So look forward to that, and then we're probably gonna take a week off after Thanksgiving, but we'll get back to you on that. And then after that, we're gonna be talking Thrawn stuff, hopefully.
Yeah.
The Thrawn Ascendancy trilogy stuff, and then Christmas is coming, and then Bad Batch in January. So, jam-packed stuff moving forward. So that's all I have to say. Yep. Anything else, Drew?
Nope. That's it.
All right. Cool. Well, you have been listening to another Wizard episode of Empire Radio. I'm Jeremiah.
I'm Drew.
And may the Force be with you.
Always.
The Needlessly Nerdy Podcast Network, your source for all things nerdy.
www.needlesslynerdy.com.